Hello, everybody. My name is Daniel Young. I'm the owner and founder of Adaptive Perspective. I believe it's my purpose, my calling to help you identify your dreams and help you reach your financial freedom destination and maintain it so you can pass your wealth off to the next generation. If you've seen any of my past videos, you understand our investment strategy of using closed-end funds. And understanding that strategy is key because I'm going to apply that strategy towards sifting and filtering out financial memes. Most of the memes are trash, though I have found some decent ones here and there. Reminders, this is an unedited video, so who knows what you'll hear in the background as I film these in my house. And if I show our strategy of using closed-end funds, I'll briefly explain that system before transitioning back to this review. Disclaimers. See the description for the disclaimers. The only one I'll mention here is that I am not a financial advisor. I am a financial strategist. This is not a closed-end fund review. I still do those. But for these videos, I'm talking about filtering the financial advice you see on the internet at large, which does include this review. And then the financial advice you see on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you're searching for financial memes. If you've been watching my videos, you know what I'm about. The purpose, the methodology, that say the purpose, the methodology that's behind our investment strategy. I use that knowledge and then the continued growth of knowledge or a wealth of knowledge to allow me an easier ability to sift through all the supposed advice just floating around. My goal is not to trash people. I'll use our lens to call out crappy memes and bad advice, but I'm not going to outright trash the people who put the information on the internet. I'm not out to slander anybody. I'm interested in separating the good from the bad when it comes to financial advice because none of us want bad financial advice or bad advice. So some meme review with very little scripting. So I need to share a screen. So this is my Pinterest account. This banner in the background is the same as what you'll find on Facebook. It's the same as what you'll find on Facebook. Maybe I said Facebook twice, but Facebook, Pinterest, and YouTube. When you go to saved, you're looking for this income meme board. And at the very bottom, you'll find what I'm currently working on. I've already done the very bottom row at the moment. I think I'm two rows off the bottom. I've seen this meme several places. I found it on Pinterest. I've seen it on Instagram. And it sounds okay. Especially, yeah. So most people read left to right. Like if you read a comic strip, you're reading left to right. So you start on the left and read millionaires and then have all of those things. And then you move to the right and it's broke people have these traits. But honestly, I think it's poorly titled. Maybe the millionaires is true, but that right-hand side broke people, I don't think that's accurate. I think it's more, if you go to the left, that's a journey mindset. And if you look at the right, that's the comfort zone or where people get stuck. So I know a ton of broke people or a ton of people who are working their way to financial freedom and doing the things on the left. I know a lot of broke people, currently broke people, who read every day, who set goals every day, who compliment others, who embrace change, right? Like change is difficult, but change is good. I know a ton of people, rich and poor, and when people use the word rich, or when people use the word broke or poor, that's a perspective thing. There's not a set value of money related to rich, poor, or broke. It's all in relation to your perception of the term which could be completely different than somebody else's perception of the term. Um, I like the term wealth. Wealth is that it's still the same thing, right? Like my version could be different than yours. Kiyosaki gives a good version. Wealth is how many days you can survive without working. And when we compare wealth, or I say when we compare different people's wealth, now it becomes how many days can you survive without working compared to somebody else? Um, I mean, being rich, I mean, you could take somebody who's just destitute with nothing, and they could look at somebody else, middle class, who's struggling where they are, and be like, man, that guy's pretty rich, or that gal's pretty rich. But it's just the comparison between models. All right, so getting back, so in journey mindset, you read every day, you set goals, and you can set financial goals or personal goals, but you're setting goals. You complement each other, you complement other people, you recognize the good in people and give them an actual real compliment, not just like, hey, that's a great job. Compliment them based upon the great job they did. If they made something new, if they solved a problem, right? It's not just great job. It's, hey, that was a really good deal. You did this and you did a really good job. Uh, you embrace change, right? Change is hard. Change is challenging. Change is good. Forgiveness. It's not just a forgiveness of others. It's a forgiveness of self. You have to cut yourself a lot of slack. You have to cut yourself you have to give yourself grace. Now, it doesn't mean you don't hold yourself accountable. If you're setting goals and you don't meet a goal, that's not a failure, right? That's not an ending. That's I didn't make this happen. What can I learn from it? And how can I move forward? Like, how can I set a new goal that I can reach? Goals ought to be things that you can attain, even if they're really challenging to attain. But if you set something that you're never going to do, like, um, this is not one of my dreams. My dream could be to climb Mount Everest. So then my goals would be preparing me to climb Mount Everest, right? But if my goal is to go from couch potato to climbing uh, climbing Mount Everest in a month, that's not an attainable goal. So your goals have to be realistic, but they can also be like waypoints or navigational mile points on a trip, right? Because you're starting here and the goal is to get here overall, but there's a ton of stuff that happens in the middle that you can set goals for. You want to talk about ideas, and it's not just talking about ideas, it's also talking about solutions. When you go to meetings and you hear everybody complain about stuff, it's really easy to get trapped in complaining. And it's not the same thing as you need to vent, right? And things are frustrating. But if you go to meetings every month, or if you go to meetings every week, right? We all have department meetings, or we all have group meetings, and you hear the same people complain all the time about the same stuff. It's really easy to get stuck there if you let yourself get stuck there. But if you could talk about problems, like I have this problem, great. You've had that problem for the last 3 months. What can we do to make that problem better? What can we do to help you be in a better position to solve the problem? And if you focus more on the solutions or the things you can change, then it's easier to combat the people who complain. And it's not that you want to be the one to solve their problems. That puts you in a solution to, or that puts you in a situation to be the one who always solves their problems. You want to empower them and help them solve their problems. So it's not like, man, you suck, you complain all the time. It's hey, I know you've complained about this before. Like, tell me more. What's exactly going on? Have you looked at other ways to make the situation better? Maybe you find they're stalled out. Maybe you find they've tried everything they know about, and you can give them a different perspective. Um, Journey mindset, you continuously learn. So you read every day, you set goals, you do all this stuff that helps you to keep going. Because if you keep reading, you're going to learn more stuff. And that's the two and two is four, right? Like you keep reading stuff, you keep learning stuff. The perspective shift out of that is I'm reading stuff, I'm learning new stuff, and that new stuff conflicts with what I already know, or it's further scaffolding, it's further, it's adding more structure to what you already know. So you have the option to change your point of view or to change your understanding of things and carry that forward and then help somebody else. And then journey mindset, you take responsibilities of your failures. Nobody likes to fail, right? Nobody likes to admit they're wrong. Now, I'll be the first to admit that I hate being wrong. But when I'm wrong about stuff, it forces me to figure out what happened. And it forces, nobody wants to, it is, I hate being wrong. And I'm sure you're the same way, right? Because it's like, it's that self-image thing, it's that self-pride thing. You're experts in your field and nobody's perfect. So it forces you to look back and go, what happened? What did I miss? And then you have to integrate that into what you're doing. So you learn from it. You don't do the same thing again. It's not a ending. It's kind of like that goal setting, right? Like here are my goals. Um, when I used to do rehab with people, and we'll say ACLs are easy to pick on. So standard ACL, somebody's on crutches. The goal is to get them off of crutches in 4 to 6 weeks. It ideally sooner, right? But the goal is to get them off of crutches in 4 to 6 weeks. So we set goals with that patient, and we set weekly goals, and then we set a monthly goal. And wrapped into that is when they can get off crutches. And in order to get off crutches, they have to meet certain milestones. So if the goal was you'll be off crutches in a week, well, that's probably not going to go well. So the patient gets frustrated, which in turn makes you frustrated because they're frustrated at you. And they're also frustrated at themselves for not meeting the goal. But if you can set reasonable goals that are challenging, then I can challenge a patient to take ownership and responsibility for what they're doing. And then when they hit that goal, it's like, yeah, I feel great. I hit my goal. Maybe they hit the goal early. But even then, maybe if they take ownership and they do the work and everything happens exactly as the way it should, every now and then somebody doesn't meet that goal. And then it's on my end, it's what did I do and what didn't I do? And if they didn't meet their goal because of something I did or because of something I didn't do, then I have to take responsibility for that. Now I could hide it, or I could be honest with my patient and say, this is what happened, right? You did everything possible, but something didn't work out. So you would take ownership of what happened because yes, it's their ACL and it's their leg and it's their life, but my role in that is to help them get back to doing what they were doing beforehand. The same thing is true in budgeting now. So on a month to month basis, here's the budget. If I spend more than what I have to be held accountable to that. This is the budget and what we have. When we overspend, this is the result. Or you can do that with credit card debt. You can do that with your overall journey. And in the journey of things, when you take responsibility for your failure, it's not that the journey ends. right? Like something happens and it goes amiss. And then you see what happened and why, you try to figure that out, and then you keep moving forward. And we all have this in our heads, like the stigma against everybody who fails. But the better determinant of that is instead of looking at things of, like the failures of people, it's we should look at how people keep going. Everybody has the chance to stop and give up. Everybody has the chance to allow failure to control their life. But the people who take their failures and own them, like, yes, I did that and it sucked, but this is what I learned from it and I kept moving. That's the people you want to be around. The people who take ownership of their faults, that are willing to continue on, the people who want to help you. Those are the people who you want around because they share a common goal with you. It's that journey mindset of, yes, we're all on the journey, and my destination can be different than yours, but we can learn from each other. And the people who are already at a destination you would like to, like Robert Kiyosaki and Chris Crone and um, a couple other people I read, right? They're doing things that I would love to be doing right now. I can use them as mentors. And if you find somebody who's saying, I've never ever made a mistake, they're not actually taking responsibilities for their failures. They're not telling you about them. You want somebody who's going to be honest, and who will help you out on your journey. But you also want somebody who's going to be honest to the point of telling you where of mistakes they've made, things they did wrong, things they've learned, and who can now help you on your journey as well. The broke people side, I know millionaires who watch TV every day. What they watch may be different than what you're watching, but they watch TV every day. Um, Everything else on that list goes to more comfort zone living. Like you're comfortable where you are, you don't want to do anything else. So you're not worried about goals. You're always blaming somebody else. You're full of criticism. Um, you don't like change, like you're comfortable where you are. The grudges part, I don't know about. I've known that in both columns. Even in journey mindset, there are people who hold grudges. Um, Talk about people, I think, is more the rumor mill of things. Like we all talk about people. Um, Rumor mongering and kind of that whole mentality of did you hear about this or did you hear about that? Like you're so focused on somebody else, you're not actually in a journey mindset going somewhere. You're stuck. Um, you think they know it all. That goes back to continuously learning. It's if you continually learn and read, you're going to know a lot more than somebody else. If you ever reach a point of I know everything, then pride will be your downfall. And that's where you learn from your mistake and you keep moving. Um, and I get these are labeled financial means in the system. This is also just life coaching and advice. But this mentality is true on our financial journeys. If you want to know where you are and you can figure out where you want to be, which is what I talk about on Facebook. So if you can take where you are and you can identify where you want to be, we can put together a plan to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. You'll get there with a journey mindset. You will not get there in a comfort zone. It doesn't exist. So let me stop this video. That this mouse suddenly gave out. There we go. Um, and how I end videos, I end almost every video with the same things. Content wise, if you like the content, consider subscribing to the channel, and then head over to Facebook and join my group there called Adapted Perspective, Navigate Your Finances. And the link will be below. But what the two lines or the 2 points that I really want you to pay attention to. So I say this I really do. I say this every single video because it's important, right? And when you get used to hearing it, it's like you get used to hearing it, it doesn't really make sense. So you're the captain of your ship. You have the power to change your life and your financial future. Many people will offer to help you, but only you can make the choice to do it. Let's break that down again. I've done this before, but let's do it again. You're the captain of your ship. I have a ship that I navigate and that I'm the captain of. My crew of my wife and daughter, we're on a journey together. You have a ship. Let's talk metaphorically. Maybe you have a boat, right? But I'm not talking about that boat. I'm talking about your ship that's holding you on the journey that you're on. Maybe you're in a pirate ship. Maybe you're in a dinghy, right? The vessel overall doesn't so much matter unless you have a dinghy with 12 people, right? You need a bigger boat. So you're the captain, you're the leader of your journey. You have the power to change your life and your financial future. Your choices matter, right? Make bad choices. Sail into storms, sail into shallow beaches, sail into the rocks. You'll damage your ship and you'll slow down your journey, right? But make the choice to try to avoid something. Maybe it just takes you longer to get there, right? You're in charge. I am very willing to help you out on your journey. I will pull alongside you and help you and mentor you and talk with you and help you get where you need to go. But I'm not the one steering your ship. You are. Okay. And your friend next to you, that guy's on his own ship, right? Or that gal is on her ship, right? I cannot captain your ship. You cannot captain your friend's ship, right? Each of us has a duty to our ship and our crew. We have a duty to ourselves to make our dreams realities. If you stick in culture and do what society tells you, your dreams are way out there. There's a better way. There's a much better way. And I talk about that and that process on Facebook. And I talk about portfolio income and a much better way to do portfolio income on YouTube. And then I break down financial memes on YouTube. So you're the captain of your ship. You have the power to change your life and your financial future. Many people will offer to help you. There's this video, there's the meme I just showed. I've got 300 other memes of financial advice on Pinterest. This is I think, 10th financial meme video, maybe the 9th, right? There's tons of advice of people offering to help you, but you have to figure out the advice that you want to follow, right? Many people will offer to help you. The vast majority of the advice is complete crap, right? So you need to learn and read and make the best choice for you, right? Now, the second part, make it happen. Shock your world. If it could have already happened, if it would have already happened, right? If it could have already happened, if whatever your dreams are, like my dream is to go from where I am to own property and run a successful conservation hunting business on that property. If that could have already happened, it would have already happened. But guess what? It didn't. So since it hasn't happened on its own, I'm going to have to make it happen legally, right? Make it happen. In order to get to your dreams, in order to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish, you're going to have to find a solution or solutions, plural, to make that happen. The shock your world part is the circle of friends you have, the family who's still around you. They're looking into your life, seeing what you're doing. And if you suddenly do something so different than what you've already done, they're going to ask questions. That's fine. You focus on you, make some changes, gain some ground, right? Chart a new course. And when you accomplish things, you will shock your community of people. And if you make enough progress, eventually those people will say, hey, we noticed you're doing some different things. And at first, we were confused, but now we see the progress you've made and we want to know more. Tell us what you're doing. And you'll tell them. And maybe it'll be like, that sounds really neat. Could we get in on that with you? And you'll go from being a company of one, right? Or whether it's you and your crew, right? But if you're running your finances through your company instead of a company of just one, maybe they'll say, hey, maybe we could join up into a partnership, right? Or maybe you could teach us and be our mentor. They'll essentially pay you to coach them. Or if they're family and your close friends, you can coach them for free and just help them out, right? So it's make it happen, shock your world, and then help the next person. It's not just a quest for more. It's a quest. It's a quest for more, right? I get that. But if you base everything just on money, right, there's never enough money. It's a quest for more, but it's also a quest to be able to do more with more. Make your dreams happen. Shock your world, shock the community you're in, and then help them figure out there's a better way, and you're willing to help them figure out a better way. This is Daniel Young signing off. I will see you on the next video. Have a very great week. Have a very blessed week. And yeah, so long as you keep watching videos, I'll keep talking regardless. But if you're interested in these videos and what I'm saying, then yes, please continue watching videos, but also come find me on Facebook and let's talk about your journey and how either one, how you can look at all the stuff and figure out how to improve your own journey. But two, if you need help, let me help you. Let's talk about what you want to do, talk about your dreams, talk about solutions, and then figure out a way to help you get where you want to be. So Daniel Young signing off. See you on the next. Bye-bye.